The following program is sponsored by The Greek, Eady's Radio Shack dealer at 570 Altman in downtown Ely, and brought to you as a public service by Georgetown Media in Ely, Nevada. White Pine County Commission meeting, April 13th, 2022.
He's our state RCI. He does all of our environmental stuff and all that. Like anything you have to it's important to guys face to face. And Jeremy is RCI is our contract for all our environmental stuff. Hey, what are you doing? I'm good. Glad you guys are here. There you go. Good morning and welcome to the regular scheduled White Pine County Commission meeting on this Wednesday, April 13th. Would you all please stand and join us in the pledge? And Nicole, why don't you read us?
I would love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, as is normal for our opening of our meeting, we'll take this first moment of silence for prayer or meditation, whatever you'd like to do. So please take this first moment for that. Okay, but at this time I'd like to take a moment to recognize Mary Sorensen from Ruth, who is a really vital person in the community of Ruth and the White Pine County Commission. She passed away, we found out this morning, so I think recognizing Mary, because she came to county commission meetings, but she was the voice and the soul of Ruth and the Reminders Park, and she passed away last night anyway. So I'd like to recognize Mary for all of this. Thank you. You bet. Okay, so now we are in our meeting, and the first item is, let's see, we have a 9 o'clock, and the first is the opening of the Fire Commission and the public comment? Oh, yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah, public comment. First, we'll start with the phone. Is there anybody on the phone with public comment? You see anybody, Mike? Anybody in the audience that would like to speak for public comment? Anybody? George?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on your agenda item 1D1, you're to consider the proposed ordinance 527. That ordinance would so-called update from the Uniform Building Code to the national or international standards. The county needs to stay with the Uniform Building Code. The international code is considerably tougher and it squeezes out the little guy. The county and city selectively enforces codes now, and the new adoption will make matters worse. You need to stop that. So-called complaints are lodged against some, yet the building inspector, the building department will not divulge who complained and what the concern is. How do you address something like that? The selective discriminatory practice needs to stop. The county has yet to address the concerns I brought before you for years. My brother John just recently had his property cited at 842 East Almond for so-called violation that didn't exist. The building inspector has yet to address the discrepancies on new businesses that opened up next to my brother's office or to that property. No AD access. no off-street parking. Selective enforcement's got to stop. Notice and order, I wanna know who filed that complaint, that the building inspector went there. He had no business interrogating that renter, none at all. I've turned in RVs throughout the city and the county, hooked up to power, no utilities, nothing. I've turned into the Justice Center, no ADA compliance, still waiting. I come to your meetings, I go to the city, I go to the planning commission, and now you're gonna toughen the rules and regulations even worse. You're not even taking care of what you got. Recent picture of the William B. Riley Clinic. No ADA access, no sidewalk, new construction. I've turned in 93 and D. Stop sign's been down for months, still no action. Corner of my property on Avenue G in Great Basin, you left me with a 1-foot drop, or the state did, yet to be rectified. Community building, community choir building across the street, no licensed contractor, no building permit, and now you're going to tougher regulations. I'm going back to May of 21 Regional Planning Commission. I've been to those folks numerous times, gave them a variety of complaints, nothing, and yet you come after my family. I'm not just mad, Mr. Chairman, I'm damn mad. You guys are top heavy, you're selectively enforcing the law, and it needs to stop. Commercial property, not fenced, attractive nuisance on the way to the golf course, and yet you're worried about my brother who's not having a problem. Mr. Chairman, on your agenda item 2A1, Commission Bullis has requested approval up to $60,000 to repair and replace damaged playground equipment at the Steptoe Park, with funding to come from unused budgeted spending for capital improvement. Those that committed the damage need to be held accountable. They need to pay for the damages. Let me remind you, at your meeting held on March 29, 2022, I asked for a victims fund. And now I see on your agenda item 4D with,
Your 3 minutes are up, George, thanks.
I need some answers.
Yeah, well, your minute, you're welcome to
I need some
comment.
answers.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, anyone else on the phone? Anybody on the phone? Last call. Anybody in the audience? Public comment, last call. Somebody's walking in. Maybe you want to comment. This is last call for public comment, if you'd like to comment. Coming in the door. Would you like to comment?
No thanks.
Okay, so that being said, let's move on to the meeting, and it's on page 2, item A. It's the 9:05 Fire Commission meeting, and the first item in the Fire Commission meeting is public comment. Is there any public comment on the phone for the Fire Commission meeting? Seeing none, hearing none. Anybody in the audience? George?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we're going back several months, not years. I'm still waiting for a written answer from you in regards to ingress egress where Avenue D accesses Highway 93. That ingress egress does not meet minimum street standards, nor is there proper ADA access. I've yet to receive any information from you or from your fire chief. That needs to be addressed. You're going to the International Building Code. What the hell for? If you're not going to address these safety issues, quit playing games and quit selectively enforcing the regulations against certain people. I want some answers.
Anyone else? Last call, phone. Do we hear none, see none? We're gonna move on with the meeting. We're at the 9:05, it's the Fire Commission meeting. Item 1 is discussion update on fire district progress, Brett North Fire Chief and Pat Stork, Ely Fire Chief.
Morning.
Morning.
Everything going along good? We've had a few pieces of equipment go down that we've got them repaired right away immediately, so. Just that time of year when stuff's not wanting to start, so. Got everything fixed. We're gonna have a live training exercise tomorrow for Lefty. So we'll be doing that. combined effort with the high school, so. Other than that, I ain't got a whole lot.
That,
Mark, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you expand just a little bit on the training?
We're gonna
People
do
know what
it.
kind of training?
It's gonna be a hazmat exercise
Yeah.
for the lefty that we gotta do to meet the requirements each year. It's gonna coincide with the high school, and it'll just be a smaller exercise.
I just thought the public might wanna know other than say we're having an exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jamie was supposed to get that information out, I believe, so.
Great, thank you.
And then the only other thing, I mean, from our end, everything's been running pretty smooth. Getting good response with the outlying departments. One thing I'd like to work forward to is, I need better response for, training. Right now, we offer training every Thursday. I send our schedule out. Brett's got it. We've sent it to all of the outlying departments. And it was pretty good at first. Everybody's coming. Me and Brett's got plans. We're gonna go down and do some training for Lund because, obviously it's hard for Lund and Baker to come up here, so we go there. We've reached out, my guys have offered to do some training in outlying areas, but it's kind of just dropped off a lot lately, and I don't know if, I think the more we can train together, the more we're gonna work better together on the incidents. I mean, we're getting good responses on all the incidents, but the last couple of weeks, we've done training at our burn tower. Really good informational training, a lot of stuff for, a lot of the newer folks in the county, because, Brett's got a lot of new staff. And then granted, everybody's got schedules working at the mine and whatnot, but, I think there's something, two of us gotta try and, cool them departments a little more to get a little more ambition out of them and participate a little more, even if we've gotta go over there and help out either way, we're willing to do that, but I'd really like to see everybody participate more in training.
yeah, it's just tough with work schedules and that, so. But I think a lot of people could do it, they just need to be motivated a little bit more.
What are you doing to motivate them, Brett?
Trying everything I can, you can only motivate volunteers so much. And you push on them too hard, they'll just leave on you.
Those sound like great opportunities. That would have screamed for
Yeah.
an opportunity to jump in a burn tower. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have thought, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And we've got, we send the schedule, we set our schedule up for 3 months in advance, and it's usually every Thursday. We've had a couple that, we missed for different things, but it's usually every Thursday, and we've sent it to all the volunteer chiefs, we've sent it to Brett, so we know the information is getting disseminated to everybody. It's just, is the chiefs getting it down to their people level? I don't know if that's where maybe we're losing the
might be
weak
losing
link
some
or
there.
what it could be, but somehow we gotta I'd like to try and get everybody a little more motivated myself.
Yeah,
Maybe we need a chiefs meeting?
probably need a chiefs meeting. Yeah, I'll give a report on that, he's usually the one that schedules the chiefs meetings, so.
I think that maybe every 6 months you set up your training, let's say Baker or Lund, those two especially, and just not all, just one of your 3 month, every 6 months, 6 months from now go to Lund, and 6 months from now go down to Baker, and then maybe that'll entice those that are out there to, don't have to drive either, you guys could drive out there, but it's just a thought.
Yeah,
And it's, like I said, the response from the departments has been great. I mean, we had a fire this morning, Court and Ruth showed up to assist us, so that portion of everything is working great. It's just, I'd like to have more people involved in the training aspect of it, because,
Feed them.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out a way to come up
I
with
was
a few
thinking
bucks to help,
barbecue or
yeah,
something,
to
right?
help feed them. That's,
Yeah.
I never seen a crowd that wasn't made bigger by food.
Yeah, so,
Now, that's why I thought that maybe during the chiefs meeting, there can be discussion about, how can we make this better or something.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyone else got any?
I was just gonna say, my skill set is marketing and communication and graphic design, and if you want me to hang out with you guys at that chiefs meeting and maybe come up with how we're making flyers or what we're doing to make sure that they know about it, brainstorm about how to motivate them with dinner or something cool, and, we can come up with some
Yeah.
programs, to make life cool. I mean, they
Yeah.
are volunteering, I appreciate them doing that, so I wanna make sure we make them feel appreciated.
Ruth was good here a while back, Court reached out to us, we had a couple of back-to-back CPR calls in Ruth. They showed up and they kind of felt helpless with some of our newer equipment and stuff, so he brought all his people down one evening and we went through all the stuff on the ambulance, you know, so there is some going on, it's just not as much as I would like to see.
And I had one more question, and, Pat, having to do with the changes so far as pricing in regards to the ambulance as far as the standby, maybe you could update the board.
So what we did on that, our pricing was initially set when city accepted their ambulance service at $75 for standby for special events. I believe the county's is right now at $125. We basically moved ours up to, it basically mirrors what you guys have. And part of the reason that being is right now I've been having to staff a lot of these special events with my career staff. And when I do that, at the $75 rate, it's costing us money.
Right,
And, you know, we're not trying to get rich off of standby and special events, but we can't have it be a burden on the taxpayers either. We gotta be able to at least cover them expenses. And right now, I mean, it's tough because, with the special events, I mean, there's times like last weekend, I mean, I had all 3 ambulances out on 911 calls at the same time. And if we lose one to a special event, you know,
right. Yeah, I just thought an update, I didn't know if
So, yeah.
everybody knew about it.
and that's pretty much what that is. And the mileage, we did special event mileage, because like when we were traveling to the 318 race, we're doing $75 an hour and no mileage, it was costing us money.
Oh, and with
So we just did
gasoline,
a 250 mile,
yeah.
you know, just to, cause, you know, fuel now $5 a gallon, so, had to do it enough so at least we could be on the break-even side of things and not be costing taxpayers money.
Has the Silver State Challenge, have they been notified that? this
I
changes?
spoke with Ed Spear yesterday or the day before, and he was talking with Bunny Hill.
Okay,
He had let her know, and they were gonna let the other entities know, so,
okay, perfect. Thank you.
yeah.
Brett, you have 6 EMTs coming on in May?
4, there's 2 of them dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have 4 new EMTs. Unfortunately, they gotta go to Elko to test, because the state won't come out for 4 students, so they're gonna have to drive to Elko to test. But
Okay.
I think they're doing that in May 6th. I believe.
6th or 9th, something like that, I
6th or
can't remember the
9th,
exact date.
Yeah.
Is that out of their own pocket, or do you guys pay for that?
Um,
No.
I was gonna let them take one of the, command trucks
Okay.
up there so that they didn't have to pay out of their pocket.
Good.
So, when they get ready to do that, cause there's, 2 volunteers for McGill. One's a volunteer at the hemp farm, and the other one's there in Wallace, so, and I think he's gonna run with Lackawanna once he gets his EMT. So, yeah, I thought it'd be good to send him up there with the vehicle.
Okay, anybody else? Thank you guys for your update.
Question, do you guys reimburse any, so like what we do for the city is if we got people that wanna take the EMT class, we have them pay it out of their pocket up front, they pay the fee, they do everything. Once they run for a year, then we reimburse them their cost of that money, make them have some buy-in, because it, you know, the initial class, I know we had some issues, you pay that money up front for them, there's no buy-in from them, so it's like, I'm tired of this, they quit.
Yeah.
If they have to put that money out of their pocket, but knowing that they can get it reimbursed back to them, that's
Yeah.
kind of a good incentive program too, but I don't know if you guys got that in place. or-
Yeah, we do, we reimburse them,
So, okay.
yeah, for a year. So,
That's fine.
Sure
Anybody
appreciate you guys.
all right.
you, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
That's item 1, under fire. Item 2 is discussion of possible action, the approval of a change to the Board of County Commissioners preliminary budget previously presented to finalize the FY 2023 tentative budget revenues and expenses for the White Pine County Fire Protection District. Elaine?
Yeah, so, give you guys all copies of the, state tentative report. For the fire district, the adjustments were to the exempt pay scale for the 2% that was asked for the cost of living. And then, one thing that will possibly change or probably change between the tentative to the final is the interlocal agreement between, for the fire EMS for county services. We're still working on those numbers. And then, well, the next agenda item, has that we're going to ask to use their contingency, so we are making sure that their contract services, line item in 23 is adjusted for all the contracts, because that's what the next line, or agenda item's about, yeah.
You wanna combine three and two?
No, I was just explaining that that will be one thing that will change, that possibly change from tentative to final, is so that we make sure that the contract service line item is where it needs to be for fiscal year
So
'23.
I'm gonna have to do the next item to get it next year.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yep.
Anybody got any questions of any on that? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the changes to the tentative budget.
Move to approve as presented.
Motion by Shane,
Second.
second by Travis.
Ian.
Ian. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none?
Back
Pass
to the
unanimous.
same.
Sorry. Item 3 is discussion for possible action, the approval of resolution 2022-15 to utilize $15,000 from the fire district contingency to cover the costs of various contract services. Elaine, you just spoke to
Yep,
that.
so that, there was just some contracts that came up in fiscal year '22 that, we were not budgeted in this current fiscal year, so we need to, use their contingency to cover that for this year.
You ain't got any questions, or, Elaine, okay, I'll look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ian, I got that right.
Second.
Second by Travis. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. Pass unanimous. Item 4 is discussion for possible action, the approval of the monthly financial reports for March 2022. Elaine?
The backups in the backup material, if you have any questions, I can answer.
Anybody got any questions for Elaine? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve the monthly financial.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Shane. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. Item 5 is discussion for possible action, the approval of budget transfers within and between functions or programs within a fund that do not increase the total appropriation of the fund or adjust for approved grant/agency funds. Elaine, that's you again.
Yes, again, if there's any questions, I can answer that.
Anybody got any questions of Elaine on this?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ian,
Second.
second by Travis. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. And while we're here, let's see, let's do the minutes. Item 6 is discussion for possible action, the approval of the minutes from the fire commission meeting held March 9th, 2022. Any additions, subtractions, or corrections?
I have just one.
Okay,
There's a word in here on item 2, on page 2, under the donation of the vehicle. It's NDF contact instead of contract. Oh wait, I read that wrong. It is contact. Sorry, I was tired last night, yes. Big day.
okay, I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
Motion by Travis,
Second?
second by Lori. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. Right now, we're gonna, Brett needs to go, so we're gonna go to recess the fire commission meeting for a minute to go to, and open the county commission meeting to page 4.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
do you mind to just do public comment and close out the fire commission meeting?
Can I do this? This is gonna close it out, this part of it.
I mean,
Please close the fire commission meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look for public comment on what we just went over for the fire commission meeting. Is there any? Anybody on the phone? Hearing none? I'll look for a motion to, close the fire commission meeting. Do I need to do that? Yeah.
no, just ask for public comment.
Any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on, and we'll go ahead and we'll adjourn, let me get it right. We'll adjourn the fire commission meeting, and we'll go to page 4, and we'll do the item for Brett North. It's page 4, item C1. It's under department heads. It's Brett North, Emergency Management Director. Item A is discussion for possible action, the approval and ratification of the amended bylaws for the White Pine County Local Emergency Planning Committee. LEPC. So Brett?
Any questions on that?
Yeah, didn't we just do?
We just
Yeah,
updated,
last-
made a few changes to it and updated it, so that we're on it.
So
Thought we
But
did that
yeah,
last.
you did, Talking to Elizabeth this morning, it was sent back because there needed to be a change to
Okay.
the open meeting law portion of it.
Okay,
So that, yes, because I asked her the same question
yeah,
when we were going over the meeting this morning.
So we
appreciate it.
we can look for a motion to do this?
Yeah, yep.
Make a motion to approve?
Motion by Lori, second by Ian. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none?
Thank you.
Action on two. See you later, Brett. Thanks.
Thanks, Rick.
Let's go back.
Thank you, Elaine.
Page two, yeah. there we go, back. There we go. Okay. So we've just moved past our 9:15 timed item. It's on page 2, it's the road commission. And the item 1 is discussion update on the direction given to Public Works Director to begin upgrades on non-standard / minor county roads at the discretion of the Public Works Director as budget, logistics, resources, and weather permit. Prioritization of the roads based on the objective criteria, in this case, addressing those roads the county already owns. Also to include a discussion of the new role of the county manager in executing the will of the board and recognizing the manager's authority and proper chain of command in the management of the road commission, road department, and its director, Mike Weevil. Mike?
Bill, you keep making these lengthy and.
I do. Put your name under it too.
I'm just looking for one thing real quick. Let's see if you have it. We do. All right. If you, Mr. Chairman, if you can open line item 5 on that as well at the same time, if that's okay with the DA, because they're going to be related.
So we're at line item 5, okay. Line item 5 on page 3, that we opened right now is the same thing, discussion update to determine a preferential order of upgrading public roads for possible classification in the future. Bill and Mike.
Okay, I'll just give a quick introduction on where this is coming from. The reason why I wanted you to open 5 is if you look at the backup in 5, it's really important. So there has been some direction from the board on adopting more county roads, doing some maintenance on some roads, and addressing some of those concerns that the community has. And I had someone stop me just this week and ask about their road. I'm trying to see how I can make this as simple as possible. The road fund is supported by fuel tax eligible miles on the adopted county map of standard roads, right? We use that fund to maintain standard county roads. We do not use that fund traditionally to do any upgrades on non-standard or minor county roads, is that?
Unless it's an emergency situation.
Unless it's like something blows out or something like that, right? There's been some direction to start increasing mileage, start doing some maintenance on these roads. And the first question we had to deal with was, can we use the road fund to do maintenance on standard minor, non-standard minor county roads? And my research of the statute, and this is not quite a legal opinion, but NRS 365532 talks about pre-construction, surveying, engineering. And so the idea is you can't have it follows logically, you can't have an adopted county standard road until all that is done, it's all built up and engineered anyway. So that you can start using funds on minor county roads, I believe. Before we go off and start looking at roads that may be public right-of-ways the county has not yet adopted, we have other roads that are already county roads, they're just not standardized.
Minor.
Yeah, minor roads that serve homes. And so it follows that if we're gonna prioritize and start doing any kind of road work, we should address the ones we have on the books before we start adopting new ones that we don't even have maybe legal right to, okay? And so one of the other concerns is as we start developing and putting work and money into these roads and bringing them up, there could be some questions from the community on why is my neighbor's road getting addressed but mine hasn't? We've been here a lot longer, et cetera, et cetera. So Bill kind of suggested that we have some kind of objective criteria for how road maintenance on new roads or roads we haven't previously done is addressed, something that, you know, it doesn't matter who lives on the road or how long the houses have been there, but something that serves the best benefit of the public. So you see on line item 5 in your backup, there's a table here, a yellow and green table. This is really important.